I'm Christy Hartman. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make ATC cards. I think this page will make some interesting ATCs. In fact, I've cut a few of them off of this paper. I'm going to cut some more. I'm going to glue them onto some little pieces of cardstock that I have. I'm going to do some stamping with this stamp, which off the top of my head I think this is a Carrie Griffiths stamp and it might be bubble wrap. I'll get the name for you and I'll have it in the description for sure in the link. We're going to stamp some black bubble wrap onto these cards, and I've kind of situated them so that all I have to do is stamp a few times. I picked out 2 brayer off sheets that I think will work well for this purpose. And I'm going to stamp these and then heat emboss with this black sparkle embossing powder. And we're going to use my Black Eyed Susans. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, let's stamp one over here. I'm going to stamp them all, put the embossing powder on, and then once I'm finished I will bring in my heat tool. And I'm using the VersaFine Claire . So we have those. We also have a few that I had done in advance. We have this one. We have 2 of these, which are done with white on blue. I pulled out a number of scraps that I thought would work. So let's look at a few of them. Okay, that's a maybe. Okay, I have another blue one, and I have all of these that need to be cut yet. I rounded all of my corners, and now I'm going to do all of my edges with my Distress Ink tea dye. So this is a piece of a brayer off that I have torn off. I think we're going to put some Deco Foil on this one. Okay, now this is the liquid adhesive for the Deco Foil, and I think I'm going to use black. So that will have to sit and dry. And then, I just want to show you what I think we're going to do here. Put this one down, and then apply this flower. But this has to dry. Let's do this one. And I've already put a backing on each one of these, and these were just a brayer off. That's all they were. I want to talk a little bit today about the elements and principles of design. If you are not familiar with these, I would suggest that you look them up. They come in very handy. They are line, color, texture, shape, form, value, repetition, balance, emphasis, contrast, unity. I personally rarely use these in exclusion. Rather, can find me using many of these different design features in any of my pieces. You can see here that I am auditioning various scraps, which I am placing in various different areas to change the type of line that I'm creating, as well as using various color and value pieces, as well as repetition in all of this. So as I said before, they're rarely used in exclusion. That one's done. Once you've established which elements and principles of design you're going to use, it's always good to audition your various colors, patterns, and textures to see if you can achieve the drama that you're going to go for. You can see I'm doing that right here, as well as inking up all my edges. Now here I'm adding the glue for the Deco foils, and this will have to dry. Usually it takes an hour or two for this to fully dry before you can add the foil, which you will see me do later on in this video. Like I said before, save all of your scraps. You never know when some of those scraps might come in handy. Even the smallest piece can be extremely useful. Once you understand the elements and principles of design, it's easy to make effective compositions using those very important principles. You will see here that I am overlapping, which I use frequently in my designs, with what I call a feature stripe. Not only do I just overlap, sometimes I offset some of those lines depending upon the composition that I'm going for. Inking up the edges, I like to do that. I don't like to have raw edges show. In this one, I believe I am going to, nope, I guess I don't offset the line in this one. This one was a strict overlap. But notice how the background causes the repetition with the stamp that I've used, because I have my Black-Eyed Susans in the background, but then we also have the Black-Eyed Susans in the foreground. All right, when you do Deco Foil, the silver side goes down onto the glue. And then rub across the top of it. And then I like to burnish with my fingernail. And then pull it off. And it leaves that very cool looking dark line. Take this. I think I want less of this on here. Let's try that. Let's let that sit and dry. Here I'm burnishing with my bone folder, which actually seemed to work better than my fingernail was. This Deco foil did not transfer as well as I would have liked. So later on in the video, you're actually going to see me add on to this Deco foil, and I'll show you how to do that with your glue and even a stylus to help you control the direction of your glue. Usually this Deco foil transfers nicely, but for some reason, maybe I didn't have enough glue on there, maybe this glue bottle I struggled with as far as getting enough out onto my piece. Whichever the reason was, it seemed to be causing some issues for me, and I add to it later on in the video. Whenever I can, I like to use my brayer off sheets to help with the composition on any of my pieces. You'll see me using them regularly. Here I'm using them on the very backs of these ATC cards, stamping with my business stamp and then adding the entire piece to the back, which I thought turned out very nicely and it was very effective. I want to add a little bit more Deco Foil. I didn't think this showed up real well. So what I've discovered is that if I place my glue onto my card and then I take, this is just a small, super small stylus, I can move my glue around a bit so that I can get a better directionality for my glue. Now, on this one, I didn't have quite enough glue up here, and I felt like I wanted this to come off the card a little bit more. I will take my stylus, blend that in, get that glue off of my stylus, and the same thing up here. And that really works for the areas that I didn't feel I quite had enough glue. Now this will have to sit for about an hour. Alright, this glue is dry. So let's just, I might be able to do it right here. Yeah, that's much better. And then let's go down right down here. There. I think I'm going to add a little bit of colored pencil to some of these. I wasn't going to. I think they need a little something extra. This is my book for my Prismacolor pencils. This is where I have swatched all of my colors. And I have them in here with a color swatch, their number, and their name. This always helps me to determine which colors do I want to pull out. I pulled out the neon red, which I like. I pulled out a poppy red. I pulled out yellow orange, vermilion, and neon orange. But I'm thinking we'll just add in just a little bit of colored pencil. And I did not use clear gesso on this. This is a brayer off and it has lots and lots of texture on it, so I don't think I need it. I'm really barely touching my pencil because I really don't want to cover up what's there. I just kind of want to enhance it a little bit. And I'm coming in with this neon yellow too. This one I think just needs to have a little bit of color added into it. Just needs to be brightened up a bit. This is vermilion. Okay, that one looks pretty good. This one I think needs something. I think we'll start up here with this color. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, this one, I don't really want to change any of this because I love the way this one looks. So I'm going to leave this one. Of course, these two are staying. This one is done. This one I think I need to work on. This one I don't want, or this, neither of these two do I want to work on. But this one, you know, I'm going to grab this just regular orange too. This one might work. Okay, that brightened it up quite a bit. This center area, we're going to use this, this is burnt ochre. We're just going to darken this in a little bit, about like so. I think I'll do that on each one of these. And then we're going to take in, this is bronze, and let's just lighten that up a bit. This is ginger root. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I always love to hear from you. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. That helps my ratings in YouTube so much. You can't imagine how much. And I'll see you in my next video.